Good evening. I just wanted to make sure everybody can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Chair Peck, we are recording and live streaming and ready to go.
All right, welcome everyone. I now call to order the College Place Economic Development, Tourism and Events Commission meeting at 5 o'clock p.m. on July 7th. Will the clerk please take roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Commission Member Warner,
Present.
Commission Member Lean,
Present.
Commission Member Lesmeister,
Here.
Commission Member Peck.
Here.
Oh, Chair Peck, excuse me. Commission Member Case.
Here.
And Commission Member Allen.
Present.
We do have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Did anyone submit a public comment in advance?
No, ma'am.
If anyone in actual or virtual attendance would like to speak, please raise your hand now. *9 is used to raise your hand if you're connected by phone. All right, thank you. Moving on. We will now move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items that anyone would like to remove from the consent agenda? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the consent agenda is passed. Moving on, guest presentation. Ms. Garcia.
It is my pleasure to introduce our interim city administrator, Mr. Michael Mathias, and he can tell you about himself and what he plans to do for the community during his time here?
I'd like to leave it better than I found it. But I appreciate the opportunity. You know, it's been very interesting. I've been here about this, like, the third week, and it's just extraordinary what a great staff you have. Leadership, kind of moving together to help the city grow. I think there's a huge potential that's being realized in College Place. Just a lot of really positive parts and pieces in motion. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of the opportunity to work with that for whatever length of time and contribute. So with that, I'm happy to be here. Economic development is primarily my background and experience. So this committee and these activities are dear to my heart. So with that, I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you.
Well, welcome. Where are you from? Where are you coming from?
We don't have time.
Oh, recently.
Yeah, recently, no. I've been in Washington State for about 20 years now. And I'd spent 10 years in Des Moines, 2 as assistant city manager and 8 as city manager. Before that, I'd worked in Sammamish and in Maple Valley. At one point, I was the economic development manager for the city of Fort Lauderdale in Florida, and originally from California. So just kind of a breadth of opportunity to see different ways of doing things.
Well, great. Well, we welcome you. Moving on, it looks like we have a couple of action items on our agenda. So the meeting scheduled amendment, Ms. Garcia.
Okay, thank you. So as you guys know, Mr. John, and he was primarily the one that passed like the development activity, which was the large report that you guys got every month. Mr. Matthias is going to keep up with that, but in the meantime, it has been suggested that we move this commission down to quarterly. And you guys will still pass the capital facility plan and all the things that you would typically do in the fall. I have some other upcoming things, but there's really not anything on the agenda right now. We're just kind of in a state of flux. And so that's, you know, in the best interest of people's time, but it really is up to the commission. And this is, you guys can totally get together and meet once a month if you guys want to. So.
Do we have any comments from our commissioners?
This is the case. I would be in favor of that unless something comes up that needs to be addressed.
So an emergency meeting as needed.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Yeah, I'd agree as well. And
So do
I
I.
apologize, I'm late, but I'm here. So
I got you, Commission Member Amick.
got it.
Um,
I'll make
Yes.
a motion if that's necessary.
all right. So do we have a motion to amend the Economic Development, Tourism and Events Commission regular meeting schedule to quarterly instead of monthly? And our next meeting would be scheduled on October 6th, 2025.
So moved.
Do we have a
Second.
second? It's moved and we have a second.
I'm sorry, who was the second? Was that Mr. Case?
Yes.
That's
Roger that.
So that motion is approved. Our next, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, so it is so moved. Sorry about that, Ms. Garcia. The second action item we have is the passage of the comprehensive economic development strategy update. Mr. Saldana.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the Commission. I am pleased to report that we had a workshop with the City Council last week regarding the Economic Development Strategic Plan, and we presented that based off of the last commission meeting where you recommended approval of that, subject to the one amendment to the SWOT analysis. With council's feedback, we made a couple of just minor changes in terms of participant identification, staffing identification. Outside of that, we have a now complete SED strategy. The public review period ended July 2nd. We received no public comment. And so the SEDS will actually be is on the agenda, I believe, for tomorrow night for adoption, formal adoption by the City Council. So with that, we've completed the SEDS process. From this point, we will file it with EDA, and they'll have a period of time to review, and then come back with any feedback or comments. We'll make those changes to whatever EDA would like. But from that point, from my experience has been that there's really they're more administrative changes than anything else. Nothing. They usually don't weigh in substantively on the program. So we're looking forward to wrapping up that process here in the coming future. But with that, I just wanted to express our gratitude on behalf of Strad and I, who are both online tonight, as well as the other team members who participated behind the scenes, for your participation in this process. It helped to get us through to this point of final approval and presentation to EDA. So I'm happy to answer any questions about the remainder of the process, but just wanted to express our appreciation.
Mr. Saldana, did anything change since the last presentation of the SEDS to this commission?
The only thing that we changed was we updated the city administrator to the interim city administrator, and then I believe we made a change to the affiliation of one of the commission members to the SCTU. That was the only two changes that we made to the plan from the last time it was presented.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any other questions? All right, if there are no more questions, do we have a motion to pass the passage of the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy?
So moved.
It's so moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion has passed.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving on now to our staff report, Ms. Garcia, the Freedom Festival.
Thank you, Miss. We had an exceptional Freedom Festival this year. Paris Olympic silver medalist Kenneth Rooks joined us and did a meet and greet, spent hours with us in the community, walked around, shopped at the vendors, watched the fireworks, met tons of people. It was so sweet. I included some pictures that I took, but there are much better pictures floating around elsewhere. I mean, people cried when they met him. He signed kids' shirts. And what's super special is like one of the kids who cried really hard, like it was like hard, you know. I saw him out running just last week. Gonna be a runner now. Yeah, so precious. Very well received by the community. As far as how it went down, I think it all went well. I think I would advocate for a better fireworks show next year, but that's just me. And that's the wrap that I have. I'm happy to take any questions. Also, we did of note is that in years past, we have historically had a lot of nonprofit vendors and info booths at Freedom Festival. This year, my deputy city clerk and I took a much more active approach in the vendor recruitment process, and we are working towards making it a much more retail sided event. And we're fairly successful, besides a couple of people who somehow found the link and signed up on accident. But yes, I think it was a great year. It was well attended, and it was historic for, well, the city and many people. So
This is the case. What was the issue with the fireworks show?
Oh my gosh, Mr. Case, I completely forgot that you're on the Columbia REA board. It was beautiful. The person moved really slow. Like there was so much time in between various fireworks that it was almost like,
Gotcha.
is it over? There were a
Okay.
couple of times. I was nothing at all. They're really good fireworks too. It just went a little slow to the point where people kept like getting up and leaving because they thought it was over.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I just was curious. So yeah, thank you.
And thank you so much to Columbia REA for sponsoring that year after year. We love it.
Yeah, no, we're always happy to support our community.
It's
So
absolutely a joy, and they did do a great job. It yeah, just went a little slow.
Is this the first year that you've had somebody like Kenneth Brooks come and be part of the community?
As
And
far as
so
I
will you look forward to doing that next year?
as far as I know, if we can, well, I'd love to have an Olympian here every year from College Place, but I would love to continue doing some kind of, community engagement section as part of that 4th of July celebration. It was so special. And I believe it was our first visit from an Olympian to the Valley, like official visit.
No, I think it was great, and going to ours and then going to the one at Pioneer Park. There's fewer and fewer retail vendors at Pioneer Park and fewer places to eat as well. I mean, food trucks and stuff, and there's more just the informational booth. So I was happy to see that. Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions? All right. Moving on, upcoming community events, Ms. Garcia.
Okay, thank you. We are back to kind of the regular events for the rest of the year. We are showing movies at the park. Top Gun is coming up this weekend in celebration of our nation. Wicked in August, as well as E.T., which is a throwback. Coco in September, and we're likely going to reschedule Ferngully because it was apparent. It turns out a lot of people really wanted to see Ferngully, so we're going to try to reschedule that sometime in October, as kind of maybe September as kind of our last movies of the year if we can manage it. And then we will have our trunk or treat for Halloween, and then Winterfest. For our bazaar this year, I think that we're probably again going to go more retail and probably have a larger holiday market, if you will, than we have in years past.
All right. Any questions?
Fern Gully was a solid movie for an 80s kid. So I'm just saying.
That was exactly my thinking, Commission Member Amick. I felt like it was a cultural phenomenon of my youth, and I think a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So,
All right. How is the farmers market going?
thank you for asking. Farmers market is going well. We have recruited, I'd have to look at the number of vendors, but over the course of the 17 weeks, we've had about 70 vendors sign up. So we have more vendors every week. Last week was a little quiet, and I'm assuming it's because everybody's out of town. Other than that, I'm going to work on some marketing to draw more attendance, but I'm really proud. The goal is to create a world market of sorts someday, and we are getting there. I actually spent some time recruiting tribal vendors from the Powwow Wild Horse last weekend. So you're welcome. I'm kidding.
Good. All right. And moving on, development activity. You're on, Mr. Mateus.
Do your best.
Thanks. So basically what I've been in the process of doing is, familiarizing myself with all the dynamics of what's going on. And clearly there's a lot. We're especially interested in looking at lakeside development and potentially how that can occur. There's TIF funds outstanding against the potential development. So we want to, do everything in our power to assure that that development occurs successfully and timely. So I think that's one of the main focuses that I have right now. And the rest is just learning more and more of actually what's going on and how it all relates together. So this is my third week, so a huge learning curve. And, Mike accomplished a lot as a staff. So just to kind of bring it into perspective, what can we do as a city to act as a catalyst for the investment in our city that will then attract other investments. So I think that's kind of where we are. I don't have a lot of specifics. I will as we go forward. Thank you.
So we'll expect a lot in October.
Sure.
Any questions? All right. And if that's the case, it looks like we're at the end of our agenda. Is there a motion to conclude the meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
If there's no objections, the meeting is now concluded at, I'm going to say 5:18, since the clock on the wall is not accurate. Thank you all for joining, and unless there's an emergency meeting, we'll see you all in October.
Thank you.
Have a good night.